Welcome back on Track with Bella, your daily drive through Formula One. This weekend is the Chinese GP. We've already had the sprint qualification, the sprint, and the qualification. So let's talk about these three major things that have happened thus far. For qualifications, we had a couple of great stories. For example, Pierre Gasly qualifying in P7 was great. It gives us hope for Alpine, which had a terrible season last year, finishing in 10th place out of 10 with only 22 points. Another great performance by the Mercedes. George and Kimi qualified P1 and P2, followed by Lando Norris, the former world champion. Unfortunately for the Red Bulls, Max and Isaac have been having a really tough time. They both qualified P8 and P10, which is just not where you want to see them. Now let's talk about the results, because the sprint qualifying was very different from the sprint results. Now, if you don't know, for the sprint race, only the top 8 drivers get points. So when you have a regular race, the top 10 drivers get points, but here it's only the top 8, which means if you qualify 9 or 10, you're not getting anything. So Lewis Hamilton had an amazing start and actually was leading the sprint in the first lap. And then obviously they were battling it out. George Russell won the sprint race, so second win of the season already. Charles and Lewis both got podiums. This is great for Lewis. He hasn't had a podium in a while. The last time he had a podium, I think, was a sprint race last year. Unfortunately for Kimi, he had a bad start and ended in P5. He had his redemption, the qualifying, which we'll talk about in a second. And then finally, two great stories. Liam Lawson and Arlie Bierman were able to score points in P7 and P8 respectively. And now fast forward to qualifying. Kimi Antonelli is the youngest pole sitter ever at 19 years old. The youngest before that was Sebastian Vettel at 21. George Russell qualified in P2. He had some issues with the car, so he was only able to get one lap in, and he got a flying lap in. And then followed by the two Ferraris, Lewis and Charles. So stay tuned for the race results. I'll see you in a bit. Bye.